Hi, I'm Alex,
And I'm Tim.
and this
This
is
is
Twinfluenced,
Twinfluenced.
our podcast with hot takes and unfiltered thoughts about everything pop culture and current.
Join us every Tuesday
And get Twinfluenced. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another recap episode of Real Housewives. This episode 3, called Me, Truth, and Lies. All right, Timmy, let's kick it off.
Sure, I'll kick it off. So it started with Gina and Katie and the stupid scalp thing. I don't have any opinions on that other than Gina will do anything that someone is paying for. She
Yeah.
loves to social climb. Um, I don't have any thoughts on that though. I'll jump to Tamra and Heather's dinner or lunch.
Well, no, wait.
Or
Remember,
was
it was
it
your
not
idea.
Heather?
Wait. We're supposed to start by saying if you liked the episode or not. I didn't like the episode. I thought it was boring.
I uh I didn't dislike the episode, but I didn't necessarily like it. I also kind of felt like it was kind of boring. It was like a weird filler episode, and I don't really like the direction this season is going in.
In what direction do you think that is?
That it's a Katie gang up season. It's just like already old. And I felt like um yeah, that's just the only really notable thing that's happening.
Well, in many ways, it's like we shouldn't be 3 episodes in and not even gotten into anything yet. Like it should be like addressed more quickly, but the production just like they just dragged this out.
It is getting dragged out, but it's also getting dragged out by the whole group. But I think next episode will maybe be a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I saw Tamra posted the preview
Is
of
that the
the next
episode where she
episode.
quits?
No, it's like I don't know about no, because they should quit when they're on vacation.
So hopefully this starts to turn into a Tamra takedown season,
This
cause
is the episode where Tamra brings next episode. Okay, well, we'll talk about it next episode. All right, so you want to jump to the dinner with Jen and Heather and Shannon.
well, actually before that, I want to talk about Tamra and Emily, and I because didn't they have a dinner or lunch?
I don't remember that.
At some point, this is the first note I have, so it had to happen early in the episode.
Wait,
Uh,
no. This is the first note I have, and we skipped it, so I have to go back to it. When Katie and Gina are together, and Gina is like, I will not have a hard time trusting Katie now. I have a hard time trusting Katie now. Um,
don't mock me.
my response is Katie should be the one that should have a hard time trusting you
Mm-hmm.
because you, Gina, lie the most and spread misinformation.
Well, I don't think she lies the most, but she does spread misinformation. She is, yeah. She plays both sides too. She's really terrible with
She
that.
does. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's like in Emily, even Emily shouldn't trust Gina. Nobody should trust Gina.
No,
That's okay. Oh yeah. Well, what happened was Tamara came over to uh
the
Emily's
house.
house and she says, "Is that a dog or a coyote?" And then
It didn't even look like a coyote.
it kind of looked like a coyote. It looked feral. And then Emily is like, it's a foster dog. And then she goes, oh, cute. How do you go from thinking it's a coyote to, oh, what a cute dog? I thought that was funny.
She's fake and a liar. Tamara during that lunch says that she is held at a different standard, and
She is.
I actually agree with her. She is held at a different standard because
She
she gets
is.
away with
Are
everything.
you kidding?
Meanwhile, Katie gets prosecuted for every little thing.
I
That
think
if
that's
Tamara did it,
so
she would they would
false.
have already moved on.
I think that's a lie. And you know that's a lie. And I don't
It's
get why
not a
you
lie.
hate Tamra. So it is a lie because you know why? Shannon literally almost killed someone. No one said a thing about it.
That What are you? First of all, why do you keep bringing this up? She
Because it's a pretty
literally
awful thing.
almost killed who? Herself? She ran
The
into a house.
dog, allegedly the daughter, people,
No,
she ran to a house. Yeah, but she could have gotten, it could have been way worse.
it could have been worse, and she owned up to it. I don't know what you're
Yet
even still talking about it. Tamara is a drunk too. Tamara
she's never
doesn't
got in
even.
her car and crashed.
Okay, she's done terrible other things.
I don't think Tamara's that much sneakier than any of these other girls. I don't think she goes out her way.
It's not, she holds on to information and then she uses it when it benefits her. Everything someone tells her,
People
she
say things
immediately
that aren't
repeats.
true on
She does repeat
the
things that aren't
show.
true. She repeats
No,
rumors.
no.
You
Well, what?
haven't, she got sued because she repeats rumors.
No, sure. I'm not saying no to that. I'm saying no to the. See, you just keep interrupting me. I'm listening to what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
Tamara keeps the show interesting, number one. She keeps the
No,
story
she
going.
hasn't said anything
She
interesting.
she's the one that pointed out that Katie was recording the video.
Yeah, and I wish she hadn't. And she only said that to
Yeah,
break her and Shannon up.
but clearly Shannon is gonna be is happy to know that rather than not know that.
She doesn't look happy.
But in terms of like, she's happy to know because now she knows not to fuck with. She doesn't want to fuck with Katie because she was recorded,
But that whole
which
thing
is
gets
a weird
blown
thing to
up.
do for
It
sure.
is, but it's like it's
So
all
I think it is a double standard, and you yourself have a double standard because Katie literally recorded Shannon, and you're like, Katie's great. If Tamara did that, you'd be like scouring her.
Katie is
So you
sketchy. I've said
yourself
it before, and
are
she shouldn't.
biased.
No, because first of all, I am a Shannon stan. Let's not. I'm not. I don't think she's wrong to be mad by any means. Katie should not have done what she did. But for we need to move on. We can't hold grudges for things that happened last season. And
So
my
tell
thing
Shannon that.
and my thing is that's what they're all doing. And even with Tamra, I'm not opposed to us moving on with Tamra if she actually showed that she was growing, but she had yet to do that.
But she hasn't not done it either. She hasn't done
What
anything this.
she
We're three
literally
episodes in.
She literally immediately goes to her old tricks, and she is just the
She
same
hasn't
old.
done anything.
You literally just said she is the one that instigated the Katie video thing by bringing it up.
They all do that. They all start. That's not a Tamara unique thing. Heather just did it too. She's like, oh, well, I was speaking to Alexis about this, and Alexis told me that.
But they had already
So they
said that.
all,
They had already been.
okay. But that would, no, that was after the thing. That was after it was revealed she was recorded. Then she went and talked to Alexis, and then she said, okay, well, this is what was said. That's the same thing. It's
No,
all
someone
gossiping.
said in the previous episode that she had told Alexis already. And so Heather was just confirming that she did.
No, that's not, yeah, but that was not the order of events that happened because Heather said that she asked Alexis before the dinner. She said before they even went to dinner, she spoke to Alexis about it.
Okay, but that doesn't mean Heather was
So she
clearly
didn't know what Katie was gonna say.
at the dinner.
Yeah.
I don't understand your point.
My point
How is
is
Heather like Tamra for that?
because Tamra got the information from Alexis too.
And Heather
My
chose to
point
keep it
is
to herself like a normal person until it was already out. So isn't that funny that you just disproved your own point?
no, there's no proof that she kept it to herself though.
She didn't
She
say
just
it on
didn't
camera.
she just didn't say it first.
I don't think Heather would have
And what
brought it
about
up.
Gina? All Gina does is say things.
Yeah, Gina loves to do that. That's why I don't really fuck with her.
Emily brought up she went through the custody battles and
I was going to bring that up. I think it's really disgusting that Emily brought that stuff up. And I think it's
yeah,
really
but
disgusting
that's my
that
point
the
is they
group
all do it though.
doesn't. I think the group should like tell her that's not okay. That's but
But
that
they don't because
but
there's a
because
double
it was
standard against a
Katie, but because it was against
no.
Katie, they're
Exactly, but
like
they
this
don't
is
tell her it's not okay because they
justified.
have a double standard and they will go to Tamara and say that's not okay, but they won't tell people like Emily that that's not okay. Thank you for proving my point.
I didn't though, because I
You
proved my own
did.
point.
You proved my point.
No, because if Tamara brought it up, they still would have been like, "You're so right for bringing that up because we all hate Katie." Everything that's done against Katie is always going to be justified. So it's not. So Tamara is held to a different standard, but she's held to a more favorable standard than Katie is held to.
No.
Who is Katie friends with at this group?
Okay, but I'm not even talking about Katie herself. I'm talking about, because when Tamara made that comment, she wasn't fucking talking about Katie. She was
Yes,
talking
she
about,
literally did. She literally mentioned Katie immediately after that. She said, because Gina is trying to be
she said
friends
the
with Katie.
group. She was talking about the group though, because no, it wasn't just Katie. It was about Katie. Here's what I want to say, because you're not understanding.
I don't think you're understanding.
Yeah, it's about Gina and Jen and people in the group in general make her, people in the group make her the villain.
She makes herself the villain.
Shannon, and her point is that, and Jen, it's, I know you're never gonna, I just feel silly even having this conversation because you're never gonna see it because you're so blinded by your hatred. You are unpushable to even see realistically the world.
No, let me share my point of view.
You already did. That's all you do is you don't even listen. You just wait till you can share your point of view.
Because Tamra is a villain, and you can't say that
She's
she's
not a
not.
villain.
It's one thing to like her, but if you're gonna like her, you should accept her as the villain of the show. That's what she's always been.
She's not like a bad. I don't like the word villain. She's not like a bad person.
But she is the villain. Whether she's a bad person or not, that's subjective. I don't know her personally to say if she's a bad person or not. But in the concept of the show, she is the villain.
She's the shit stir. She gets things going.
But she also stirs up shit that like is too personal and it's just too like it's like Gretchen brought up. They both, yes, they both equally said bad things, but it's the fact like they both go so low. And Tamara is the one instigating all of that.
But then again, you have a double standard because you say they're both doing it, but then you say it's Tamara. It's just my whole point is they're all doing it. This is a whole
But then
show.
let's look at the what happens next episode. Who do we
We don't
think she's
know.
who do you think she's bringing?
It's Joe, the ex-wife.
Exactly.
So, why is that a problem?
That's a villain. That's a Kenya Moore move.
I don't watch Atlanta.
Well, Kenya Moore is the villain of Atlanta and has terrorized for a decade.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Being messy.
There's nothing wrong with being a villain as long as you can hold your own. Well, as long as you can, being a villain is fine as long as you're, but she goes so dirty and she also doesn't add anything personal. She keeps saying she's going through a lot. She's going through a lot. What is she going through? Her friend has cancer. That sucks. That's not your personal struggle. What else are you going through? We don't know. She hasn't said anything.
That doesn't bother me.
That it bothers me a lot.
I'd rather that than my kid is has a disorder and it's like I'm gonna spell through the whole diagnosis for you on national
But
TV.
that's real. That's what she's going through.
But that's TMI about someone who can't consent to having that information out there. I don't think
Maybe.
it's okay to air your kid's personal information in that way.
Probably not.
So again,
Okay.
you have a double standard.
We're
That's my
not
whole point.
getting anywhere with
We're not
this.
because you just keep arguing. I'm making my point, and then you say
No.
no, and the answer is yes.
Because the answer is no. Let's move on. Okay. I'm ready to move on to Heather and Jen and Shannon's dinner. Are you?
I don't have anything to say about this.
The only thing I have to say is that I do agree with Jen that Heather does lower herself by remaining friends with Tamra, but
I thought you
Jen
said you wanted to move
also,
on.
this is me moving on to the next talking point, that Heather does lower herself by being friends with Tamra, but Jen also lowers herself by being with Ryan. I think those can both be true.
I think Jen just is that low. I don't think she lowers herself. I think she's just a low IQ, low level person. No offense to her.
I mean, that's pretty offensive.
That's just because I have a few. I don't have anything about the Shannon Jen Heather dinner. I thought it was. I mean, I have no comments on it really. Um, but then the scene where Jen's in with her kids or whatever, and Ryan's there.
In his house.
Yeah, and they're like, she's like trying to discipline him, the kid, for like getting in trouble. Brian like undermines her, and I'm sure it's like 10 times worse when the cameras aren't there of him doing that. And it's so clear that like he wants to be there, he wants them to like him, so he's just trying to be their friend. And he's totally undermining her as the mother, and she's not, and she's already weak enough to where she can't function like that. If someone's gonna undermine her, she's just gonna not do it correctly and give up. And I feel like in those situations, she needs to like not have him around. If she's gonna have a conversation with her kid, she needs to make sure that her boyfriend is not gonna be sitting right next to her in the kitchen when she does it, so that she can actually be the tough mom that she needs to be.
Well, she's not a tough mom. She's a pretty, I would say she's a pretty weak person.
I agree, and
And
that like
that,
that's what you see even with her kids is that she is a weak person and she's like
and she's
not
just
doing
not,
great.
she's not a good provider because she has 5 kids and she had nowhere to go. So she is, they are all forced to live with this boyfriend.
Well, okay,
So they
that's
can't,
typical. That's not an unusual thing to happen, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. But like, um,
but like that whole, that it's just like what they said last year. Like
But yeah, that's
she
good.
didn't manage any money on her own. She didn't have a savings account. She had a business. She didn't make any money off of that to
It's a
save at
hobby.
least.
It was
Clearly,
a hobby
now
business.
it's her only choice.
All right, I want to move on to the birthday party.
Yes, let's move on.
Like, get over it. All right, there's nothing wrong with having a birthday party 2 months after your birthday.
It's because Gina and Emily are hate.
They always got something mean to
They
say.
hate Heather Dubrow. I don't
They
know
do.
when Heather will realize that Gina and Emily hate her. Like they
I
just
know.
do.
They do. They're because they're so jealous.
They are.
So
Because
let's just
to
jump.
me, her reasoning as to why she throws it a month later made perfect sense to me. It really did.
She just likes to have the reason to have the party in February.
Right. And it is really close to the holidays. So I felt like it was fine.
Not even that, it's at the back end. So it's after
Literally is.
everyone's already holidayed out. And then let's just get to the conversation between Shannon and Katie.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it?
So I'm trying to be more open-minded to Katie,
Me too.
but I have a lot of criticisms on her because she straight up lied to Shannon.
She
And
really did.
that's stupid because you're on camera and you have said so that there's two specific lies I pointed out. First, she told Shannon she was on a business call, but last episode the story was that she was on the phone with her husband. So that was just a weird detail to change, especially because the story then became, especially as her story is she hung up the phone call to record to send to her husband, but it makes more sense that you were already on the phone with your husband. So now you're lying and saying you're on a business call to make it act like Shannon was inconveniencing you and interrupting something that you had important going on. So that's why she's lying and saying it was a business call when it was not a business call. She was on the phone with her husband.
Well, we don't know if it was a business call or not, but I she is changing her story because
It
Shannon,
definitely wasn't because also if you were on a business call, why would you hang up the call and start
well, that's what
recording?
Shannon said. Shannon made a really great point with that. It was like it clearly wasn't an important call if you hung up to record her.
Yeah, and I agree.
I agree too.
Then she straight up says Alexis never heard it. But we know that's not true
Well, we don't
because we
know that she
know
heard it. We only know that she mentioned it to Alexis. We don't know that she heard it or showed it.
that's not true.
Are we
She
sure?
said at she said at the dinner, I played it for her. Then Alexis told Heather she heard it when they were at dinner, that she played it for them. So she never sent it to Alexis, but she pulled out her phone and played the audio.
Right. I
My
guess.
thing is, release the tapes.
We don't need to see the tapes, but I think that it's just dumb. It's like she should have never recorded her in the first place, and she should have never showed it or even brought it up to Alexis. And I feel
She
like
should have never brought it up to Alexis.
right. And I feel like the one that can really clear it all up is Jen, but she is, of course, pretending she wasn't there when they're both saying
Which is
she
a lie
was.
because we know that. Yeah. Yeah. But I think overall this episode was mostly boring
Yeah.
because the fight was like the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like the episode continues over.
Does like the party goes into the next episode
Yeah.
because that's when Tamra gets here and then Tamra and Gretchen are gonna have their big blow up.
Is that when he throws a drink in her face?
I don't know. I didn't watch the episode. It's not out yet.
That was one of the leaks.
That Slade throws a drink?
At Tamra.
That's disgusting. A
Yeah.
grown man shouldn't act like that towards a woman. I didn't realize he's a real housewife.
Yeah, I hate when the husbands get involved. That's what I don't like about Ryan.
Yeah, well, especially it's one thing to sit there and argue. It's another thing to get to a physical action like that towards a.
But we don't know if that necessarily happens. That's just what I read happens.
So okay, oh my God, what a double standard.
No, because if it does happen and I see it with my
That's
eyes, then I'll comment on it. But we don't know. I don't know for sure that that
you
happened.
just repeated a rumor that you don't know is true, and you're just saying Tamara's so evil because that's all she does, and you just did that.
It's a I First of all, I didn't say it was true. Second of all,
You did. You
we're
said, and then
talking
he
about a
throws
reality show that two people are going to listen to.
whatever. That's all we have, I think, for today.
Yeah.